Hi friends, it's Sarah, the owner and maker behind Multifarious Nature. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are a new viewer, welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm so glad you guys are here for another video, and we'll get right into everything. Works in progress, but let's start with shop update, shall we? So shop update, very exciting. I'm going to be dyeing up some more fall colors. I've dyed up two of them so far, and I have at least two more colors I'd like to dye up for kind of fall inspired colors, and those will be listed very soon in the shop. So definitely make sure that you are a newsletter subscriber. That way you'll be the first to find out. I of course will share on Instagram and everything, but newsletter subscribers are always the first to find out about new and exciting things, and I want to be consistent about doing that. So definitely make sure you sign up for the newsletter. You can do so by going right over to the website, multifariousnature.com, and it will pop up and ask if you'd like to be a subscriber, and by all means, please subscribe. Subscribe to the video as well if you'd like to find out more fun content about knitting and hand-dyed yarn. That's what my business primarily is, and any like fiber art related items. That's pretty much me. So if you'd like to find out any of that information, make sure you're subscribed, and if you hit the bell, you'll be notified when I post new videos. I do try to post weekly if possible, but I will let you guys know next week I will not be posting because we are actually going on a trip. So our wedding anniversary is actually tomorrow, the 1st of September. So we have a trip planned to go to the UP, that is the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It is like another world up there. So we're going to be going there next week. So I will not be recording next week. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that in case you're wondering, why is there not a video? That's why. Okay. Also, fun shop update end of things. I'm going to be working on advents again. I've been dyeing up advents each Friday. It is so much fun. I'm so excited. I am loving the colors, you guys. They're turning out exactly how I was hoping they would. So it's just going to be so much fun. So they're all sock sets. There's 4 sock sets for each Sunday of Advent this year. So during December. And they're going to ship out in October. And I'm really excited. It's just going to be so much fun. So these are sock sets. So they are not necessarily colors that all will go together. So if you wanted to make a big project, you could, but it's not like it's a fade or anything. I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that. I'm not like giving too much information out. I just wanted to let you know that for this year it is sock sets. So very, very exciting. There's one in the shop still if you guys would like one. So I want to make sure you know about that. There's just one available though. So get before it's gone. Oh man. All right. Yeah, now into works in progress, shall we? So I primarily worked on 2 projects this week, but then I had well, it's like fall, isn't it? So I don't know, get a cozy beverage if you're feeling it. I'm refreshing. This is kind of a fun one. There's no alcohol in it. It's just cranberry juice. So it's tart cranberry juice, and then I used it's a sparkling water, any type of mineral water, and then a little bit of the brand I think is called Sea Lip, and it's just like what do they call it? I'm not like an expert at beverages, but it has they're aromatics. There you go. That's what I was looking for, aromatic, and you add that to it as well and mix it up with some ice. It's very refreshing. Definitely on the tart end of things, but it's kind of a fun drink. You're not gonna be like downing it. So this is something kind of fun. So there you have it. If you're looking for a fun little refreshing beverage, otherwise something cozy, because I don't know about you guys, but these mornings have been so crisp. I've been watching so many wonderful podcasters talking about fall, and I love summer, and I'm not like in a hurry to get out of summer at all. But my head is shifting to fall, and it's probably because of knitting, right? We want to knit ahead of things. And so I'm just shifting to it. I'm totally shifting to it, and it's wonderful. So I have my very autumn-inspired candle burning here. This is one I purchased. I absolutely love her candles. It's the Preacher's Is it Preacher's Wife? Let me make sure. Yeah. Preacher's Wife Candle Co. And this one's called Autumn Blessings. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It smells cinnamony and cinnamon, and I'm trying to think of what else it smells like. I'm just like sniffing the air. Kind of that like apple cinnamony smell, but more like baked good cinnamon, but not like overly sweet or anything, because I'm not a big sweet candle person other than if it's fruit smelling. But it smells like cinnamon and it smells like autumn. In a candle, that is what that smells like. And it smells so good, you guys. I'm still not sure if we're going to be in the area this weekend. If we are, I'm very tempted to go to, there is a festival this weekend. It is it's not really, it's a market. That's what it is. It's a market. It's not really a festival. It's a market. And it's the Finders, or, wait, I'm going to get this wrong. It's in the Ottawa County Fairgrounds in Holland, Michigan. You know what? I'm going to tell you what it is because I'm going to make myself crazy if I don't figure it out. So let me see if I can figure it out. See if I figure it out. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. I don't want to lead you astray here. It is Found... I just remembered. I'm looking at my phone, but I remembered. It's the Found Cottage Mercantile. Yeah, Found Cottage Mercantile. They're out of, I think, Granville area here, but they do their Mercantile Market, and it's annual. It's absolutely wonderful. If you like antique markets, vintage items, as well as modern items, there's a little bit of everything. So I feel like it kind of has something for everyone. There's wonderful food vendors. One of my favorites, I've talked about her in multiple videos. She does vend there, Seams by Sarah. She does beautiful handmade garments that are reclaimed items that have been altered, vintage fabric, all kinds of wonderful things. She is going to be there, so sorry, I got like this tickle on my nose. If you want to see her items, she's there. There's also usually, I feel like they'll be there again, but I actually didn't check the vendor list yet, so I could be telling you falsities. I know Seams by Sarah will be there. This candle company, the Preacher's Wife Candle Co., she was there last year, so I don't know if she'll be there again, but she was like busy when I was there, so my guess is she'll be there again. I have no idea, but I love her candles. This one I have almost burned through. I burned that so much last year, so much. Constantly I burned it. It smells so good. So I would love to get another one. Sorry, my dog is barking in the other room. This happens often. She just loses her marbles. It's totally fine. Anyway, this one here, yeah, it's almost burned out. So I would love to get another one. And I think you can order through her website as well. If you look up the Preacher's Wife Candle Co. online, you could probably order from her. But I mean, if I could not pay for shipping and just purchase it here, that would be amazing. So I might do that if we're in town tomorrow, but I don't know if we're going to be in town or not, because we were debating, I think, going to see family, so we'll see what happens. Because we have a long weekend. We forgot. We have a long weekend. It's also our anniversary weekend, so it's kind of like, I don't know. I have no idea what we are doing, and it's okay. I'm here for it. We're just gonna like go with the flow. Anyway, into works in progress. See, I got sidetracked. Sorry, guys. It happens. So the first and foremost, what I've been working on primarily are two projects. So one is my Big Cozy Cardi by Andrea Mowry. Absolutely love it, you guys. I am getting there. and I am so there for it. I started this, I think, in February, so it's been a while, but I didn't work on it for a while, and when I did work on it, it was just, I mean, it's a lot of knitting. Let's be honest, it's a lot of knitting, but I'm making some serious progress. So I am on the collar here. This is the beautiful collar, and I am absolutely adoring this. So this is using my beautiful Surrey base. So it is a Surrey cloud is like what I would call it here. It is so fluffy. It is yeah. Surrey alpaca and silk mix. It is so stinking soft and fluffy. And it is in my Autumn Kiss colorway, very appropriate with the fact that the leaves are starting to change here, you guys. I don't know about in wherever you are at, but the leaves are starting to change, and it's just here and there. There's a slight autumn kiss to some of the leaves, but we actually have a bush here that a couple of leaves are red already. There's just a couple. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it already. So this is my Autumn Kiss colorway. So this is exactly what that is. The kiss of autumn on the leaves. So as the leaves change color, there are so many maples in particular that I've seen that turn this beautiful, like salmony orange color, and then they go from that to like this burnt burgundy color. It's so beautiful, and that's what I tried to capture here in this colorway. And as you can see, this is a very large back and forth is what I am knitting. This is stockinette, so I'm knitting and then purling, but it's a very large amount. Of course, I'm mid-row, but this kind of gives you an idea of what that looks like when it's knit up like that. So I think this would be beautiful as a sweater. It's just gorgeous, gorgeous. I love this colorway. I'm so proud of it. I changed skeins right here. That's not like a hole. That is literally just because I need to leave the ends. But I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of this color. You can tell. It's one of my absolute favorites at the moment. I feel like all my colorways are my favorites, but like this one is my favorite of the moment. And then it is with my chestnut colorway, which is absolutely gorgeous as well. This is a tonal which is stunning, warm brown with kind of this golden undertone with like orange bit, like an orange golden undertone, if that makes any sense. And that's the primary color of the sweater, and then the shawl collar is this beautiful Autumn Kiss. And then this is the wrong side. This is the right side, right here. And then I still have to, of course, do the cuffs on this sweater, but I am almost there. I am almost there. I need to measure this, but I think if I committed to doing this only next week, I could get the collar done by the end of the week. But I don't know. We'll see. Because then again, we are also traveling. But that's why I think I could get a lot done, because we're going to be driving to the UP, and I might be able to convince my husband to do a lot of the driving. He's usually pretty amazing about that, and that means I can get a lot of knitting in. So we will see. So I've got that one on the needles almost there. And then we have the Birch pullover, which is the other one. It is also by Andrea Mowry. Yes, I love Andrea Mowry's patterns, and I purchased a lot of them. So now I'm starting to work through them. Trying to work through patterns I purchased. So this is using old mill yarn. This is some beautiful worsted spun yarn. It's considered fingering, I'd say. This is lightweight fingering. So I'm holding it double to get the gauge. Excuse me. And here we go. This is the right side. So I am doing, it's half fisherman's rib. This is the Birch pullover. So you can see it is fluffing up very nicely. I love half fisherman's rib. I've never done it before, and I absolutely love it. It's so wonderful. So right here, I honestly don't know where I went wrong. Somewhere I went wrong. and I followed a tutorial on how to rip it back and then like basically drop the stitch and then go back and fix it, and it still doesn't look right. And I know it's not right because one, it looks a little funky from the front, but then on the reverse side, I can tell it's funky. So I've looked this over so many times, and I've tried to fix it multiple times, and I still don't honestly know where I went wrong. I don't. But I'm to the point where I fixed it, I think, 3-4 times, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna let it be. It's not terrible. I know when I block it, it will help even out the stitches a little bit, so I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. I just think it's gonna look slightly wonked, but not majorly wonked. Of course, it's on the front of the shirt, naturally. If I'm gonna make a mistake, that's where it's gonna be. Right on the front, right in front of everybody's face. Oh gosh, you guys. And I know, I realize I'm not that far into the sweater, but I have done my due diligence. I have dropped the stitches back multiple times to fix it, and did fixing tutorials, and it still looks wonkety. Barring completely ripping back, which when you're doing fisherman's rib, it's basically like brioche. It takes a bit to do it. I really don't want to rip it back, you guys. I don't. I don't. I could rip it back. I don't know. We'll see. I might rip it back. I don't know. I might rip it back. Oh, I don't want to though, but I kind of want to because it doesn't have a lot of pattern going on, and because it's fisherman's rib, it's just like these straight, beautiful, stretchy ribbing, and I feel like, yeah, when I stretch it out, I don't like the way it looks. Now, here's the thing. So here we go. I'm going to show you her picture. Here we go. So this is what it looks like if you're not familiar with the Birch pullover. It's beautiful. But as you can see, now it's a relaxed fit. I did kind of like hers. I think I did the 4-inch positive ease. So it's going to probably look similar to this. So it really won't get stretched out that much, but if it does, you know what? Normally, you guys, I would just say, you know what? Just go with it. Just go with it. But the more I'm talking about this, the more I'm looking at it, and the more I'm looking at it, this actually probably will bother me. I usually do not have to rip back. I usually can like live with it because it's supposed to be imperfect. It's handmade, but there's a difference between it being handmade and just the knit stitches aren't even, and being handmade and there's a blatant error. And I don't. The blatant error just kind of is me being lazy, not wanting to do it. Like I said, though, I have tried fixing it, but I have a terrible feeling I'm going to have to rip this back. You know what? There are far worse things in this world than having to rip this back. So I think I'm going to have to rip it back. I really do. Whew, that's stressful. All right. We're going to probably have to rip that one back. But I am very much enjoying working on this, as you can see, because here is where I was last time we spoke. I have made some serious progress considering I've only worked on this in the evenings, really, I think. I don't think I've worked on it much otherwise. I haven't. And in the evenings, I haven't worked on it that much. Like normally I get a couple, like an hour and a half or so of knitting in the evening, and I don't think I got that much this past week has been, I I don't know, it's all a blur. But I did not get that much knitting done. So I'm gonna have to rip that out. Darn it. Well, I guess I know what I'm doing tonight. Because, yeah. Well, it's okay. Luckily, I really am enjoying working on it. So it's okay. It's settled. I'm going to rip it back. That way, we'll all be happy about the way it looks. Okay. Yes. And then the next project I worked on, I worked on very little bit, but I had to stop myself because I literally cast this on because I really wanted to cast it on. And I shouldn't have. But I did it anyway. And the only reason I say I shouldn't have is because I really want to get these other projects done. Not that you shouldn't cast on projects because you want to. This is just me, guys. This is just me. So, this is the beautiful Nutiden. This is the Vaja Hem. I'm probably not saying that right. It's a beautiful neutral, like oatmeal-y color. There's actually so many layers to this color, but it's very much like an oatmeal color. It's extremely delicate. So I've worked with Nutiden, and it's delicate. This one's like very delicate. So I have to be extremely careful. I rip it constantly. So I've just ripped it constantly. It is a learning curve working with unspun yarn, and I'm basically having to relearn again. But that's okay. And then I am holding it double. So because it's so fragile, I should tell you what I'm making. So I am knitting the Wildflower Path by Melody Hoffman. Gorgeous pattern. Absolutely gorgeous pattern. I did this originally, I think 2 years ago I made it. And it was knit up with Plutalope, which is another unspun. It's Icelandic yarn, so it has a really long staple length. So it's a lot more forgiving when it comes to knitting unspun. It's not as delicate as Nutiden. And I made this sweater with this beautiful creamy white colored. It's kind of a light gray white color Nutiden. I do not remember the colorway, I'm sorry, but it's like if you look at Alifost's website and look up Plutalope, there's like a white, and it kind of has a very light gray look to it. That's the one I got, and I loved knitting with it, and I absolutely love the sweater. I've worn that sweater so much, it's still holding strong, but I wear it so much that I would love to have another one. So this is just going to be a different variation, of course. So this, obviously, by looking at what she's wearing, this is actually very close to the colorway of hers. Hers, I believe, is Nutiden, but this colorway looks a lot like it. And this is Nutiden. And this is, not Nutiden, this is Plutalope. So it is a very similar color, just a different company, different dyer, everything. So love this pattern, and that is what I'm starting to knit up here. So it starts top down. I am holding, like I said, to make it stronger, I have some yarn, more old mill yarn that I purchased last year from the Old Mill warehouse. It is lace weight. This is extremely thin. On its own, it's very not very delicate, but it will break if I pull it. So I'm holding that double. So this is like lace weight, and now it's like light fingering, maybe. It's still borderline lace weight. So I'm holding that double, and it has some alpaca in it. It's like an alpaca something blend. Very descriptive. And I'm holding that double with my Nutiden, and so it's giving this beautiful marled effect. Now the Nutiden has a little bit of this brown in it, basically, but it's very much blended into it. So now by holding this lace weight with it, it kind of emphasizes that brown, but yeah, it just adds to the rusticness of this. I think it's going to look absolutely gorgeous when it's knit up. The textured stitches are going to really, I think, actually going to pop. I think it's going to really add to it. So it's going to look a lot like hers, but a little bit darker in depth of shade because of the brown that I am putting in here as well. So I just started that, and I only worked on it last weekend because I'm trying to get through my my other projects, especially the big cozy cardi. I do want to get that finished because that is, for all intents and purposes, a sample with my yarn, but also because I want to wear it. So I will get there with this one, but I just wanted to let you guys know that because I know a lot of you are probably trying to cast on your fall knits, your cold weather knits, and I'm all for it, and that is why I cast this one on. I couldn't help myself. Really couldn't. Alright, so I just started that one. Not a lot of progress on it so far. Alright, next. I had a question for you guys. So, Nitty Natty did a video today. She posted it, I think. So today is the 31st of August. And she posted a video about Knit Companion. It's like, it's newer to me. It's like an app. I guess you'd call it an app. I think you have it on the computer and on your phone. You can access it either way. And it's basically a knit companion. You can use it for your patterns, and it can help you keep track of like your color work and everything. And I'm kind of intrigued by it. And I know there's a free version and then there's a paid for version. So it's the free version that I'm really intrigued by because I obviously can do my patterns and color work without using Knit Companion. But I'm quite intrigued by it. So because she's casting on the All of the Lights cardigan by Hoki Locatelli, which I've done that pattern. It is intense. I keep talking about how I don't think I will ever knit it again because it was so intense. But I kind of want one, but it was so intense. I just don't know if I'm going to knit it again. However, when I knit it, I was literally having to flip between the pages because if you're not familiar with the All the Lights cardigan, it is covered in cable work and textured stitches, bobble stitches, like everything pretty much other than brioche. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's not brioche on that. I'm like actually thinking, is there brioche? There's so much in this sweater, but it's absolutely stunning. It's absolutely stunning. So I would love to have one, but I just don't know at the moment if I could do it again. But it intrigued me what she's doing. So she's using the Knit Companion, and she's able to take all the different charting and put it like basically on one page or so. I don't know if you could put it all on one page. I'm trying to remember the way the charts are, or at least condense it into like 2 pages. I don't know. And then Knit Companion, from my understanding, from what I saw, you can actually like highlight the row you're working on, and it moves down so you can see it really highlights it, and it can even tell you how many stitches are in each section. And that really intrigued me because that's half of the battle with that pattern. Is it's just so intense and there's so many charts to read. You can easily lose track of where you are, and I've done it. I had to rip back on that pattern a couple times. You can easily lose track of where you're at and all of that good stuff. So I'm intrigued by it. If you've used Knit Companion, I'd love to hear your feedback on it. There's not a lot of feedback. So I have an Android phone. I would primarily be using it on my computer if I'm going to use Knit Companion because my phone, I like to have like my podcasts going and such when I'm knitting. So I would probably be using my computer with it. So I would love to hear your experience with it. Like if you used it, especially if you used it on your computer. If you used it with your computer, what are your thoughts? Did you like it? Did it work well? Was it fumbly? Is it more, it's not really beneficial unless you pay for it? I would just love to hear your thoughts on it. I obviously can try the free version and see what my thoughts are, and I just figured why not ask those out there in the YouTube verse and see if you guys have used it, because I mean, if you guys have used it and it didn't work well, then that would save me the testing of it. All right, so I would love to learn from you guys. So thank you for that. The other thing I wanted to talk about is last week I did wash my fleeces. So Friday, I was so busy Friday. I did so much dyeing. I washed the 2 fleeces that I had purchased at the Michigan Fiber Festival. Whew, the mohair fleece and the CVM fleece. So I want to show you guys little samples of what that looks like. I'm so excited. So excited. They both are beautiful. Just realized I need to plug in my computer because apparently it's not plugged in and I don't want it to die. So bear with me here. Let's see. Huh. Weird. There. I think that's working. All right. Well, hopefully my battery is going to behave itself and my computer doesn't die here. So I don't know what's going on with my computer. Okay, we're good. I think it's plugged in now. Wonderful. Technology, don't you love it when it actually is working? Okay. The entertainment committee, you guys. Anyway, so I wanted to show you guys samples of these fleeces because I'm really pumped about it. And obviously I can work with my hand carders to card this and everything. And I also have a flicker, but I'm super excited. These I think I'm going to save for working with a drum carder. My husband's working on a drum carder for me, which I'm really excited about because that way I could, cause especially with the mohair, I really want to use that in a drum carder so I can blend it with Merino, because I could do that by hand, but I really think it will be much more evenly distributed if I use a drum carder. So this is the beautiful mohair that I got. So I washed the fleece and you can see the beautiful sheen. You guys, this is not like the mohair I thought. So I have some vintage mohair that my mom had given me, and it could be, there's some variables that could be going on. One, the mohair that I got from her, which I can't remember when she said she bought it, but it's been a while. It could be that it's just very dry, and that could be why it feels the way it does. Because I know the lady who sold me this fleece mentioned that it's very moist, obviously moisturized. It's right off of the goat. So it has the beautiful, they're wonderful, I don't know if it's considered lanolin, because it's a goat versus a sheep. Whatever, they're grease. So it does have that in there. So it is conditioned. It's very, very soft. I mean, this is extremely soft. It's very similar to alpaca. I'm shocked. I love alpaca, baby alpaca, that Surrey alpaca is so, this feels like that. This is kid mohair. It is so stinking soft. I can't get over it. I keep I keep doing this, like rubbing it against my neck, because my neck is probably my most sensitive area, like my neck region, when it comes to garments and such that I've knit. So if I have sensitivity, that's usually where it's going to be. And this is, I mean, it's so soft. It's a really pretty mohair. So I don't know what mohair always looks like undyed, but this is, it's primarily a cream color, but there's kind of a reddish brown coloring to it, because I have the pile downstairs. I have the pile of mohair downstairs because I got about almost 3 pound worth of fleece. So you can't necessarily see that goldenness going on here, but it kind of reads as slightly golden versus just cream. It's absolutely stunning. So it has a beautiful staple length, and I definitely could see if I put this on drum carder and blend it in with some merino, I think it's going to be amazing. I mean, I'm worried about it. I was worried about it being itchy or slightly itchy, but I honestly don't think that's going to be a problem. I just think it would create a beautiful halo when blended with merino, and I also think it would help because merino takes a little more skill because the staple length the merino that I have tends to be 3 inches or so. So it's a little trickier to spin. So this is, I definitely think, going to help with that too. So that is my mohair fleece that I washed. And then this is the stunning CVM. So if you're not familiar with CVM, it stands for California Variegated Mutant. They are literally that. They are a combined breed, an improved breed. I think that's the correct term, an improved breed. Beautiful fleece, you guys. Oh my gosh, nice ping to the sound of it. So this is one of the locks, nice and washed. It's a beautiful light gray. So there's a little there's a little VM, vegetable matter in there. But look at that beautiful bounce and spring back. There is some serious crimp going on. You can see the crimp right there. This is a washed fleece. Absolutely stunning. It is so beautiful. Nice, strong fleece. I'm very impressed by it. Obviously, it had its little dirty bits in there. I don't think it was really skirted at all, so it did take a bit of cleaning on my part, but definitely worth it. And it's gorgeous. So it being a California variegated mutant, it's also that variegated. So the fleece has this, I'd say primarily it's a gray fleece if you want to kind of like put a color with it. It's a gray. So this is, a lot of it is this light gray. Absolutely gorgeous. And then there's some kind of creamier sections to it, and there's some darker gray sections to it. So it's overall a gray, so I'm looking forward to blending that. Another reason I'd love to use a drum carder with this is because of that. Like, I'd love it to be a beautiful gray that I just blend it all together and create a gray to spin from. I think that's going to be amazing. I'm very much looking forward to spinning this. I left obviously a little lanolin in there. I always like to leave a little lanolin in my fleeces. It's funny. Actually, initially it started off that way because I honestly didn't know any better. When I was cleaning my first couple of fleeces, it was, I'd say laziness, but I don't think that was it. I did washed it so many times, I thought it's got to be done. And then I let it dry, and it was still had lanolin in it. And I was like, gosh, I don't know if this is going to be okay. We'll see. The first fleece, I honestly think I left too much lanolin in. But going from there on and cleaning like my recent fleece, other than these two, my recent Shetland fleece, the curb fleece that I scoured and cleaned, that one has a little bit of lanolin in it still, and it is so nice to spin. I have to say, having a little lanolin in there really helps with spinning, especially being a new spinner. It helps with that grip of from one strand to the next. It just glides, and it glides smoothly and slow enough that you're not gonna just constantly drop your wool from your, it'll, can't even think of the term, but we normally are drafting from one hand to the other, and if it's a very, very, very clean fleece, which there's nothing wrong with that, that's wonderful, but it is a lot harder. You have to put a lot more twist in there so it doesn't drop. So I'm getting into all kinds of spinning stuff. I don't know if you guys wanted to hear about spinning, but anyway, those are the fleeces that I had cleaned, and I'm very excited about it. I'm excited to try working with a CVM fleece. I've never worked with it before. As I talked about in other videos, we're looking at getting sheep hopefully in the very near future. So I definitely love Shetland. They kind of have a very special place in my heart. I loved them when I was looking into them. I loved them when I met some recently, and then at the Fiber Festival when I met some Shetlands there and got to pet them, and oh my gosh, I'm absolutely in love. I wanted to take them all home. I did. I honestly did. If you look at my Instagram, you can see some photos from the Michigan Fiber Festival that I posted, and you can see some of those adorable Shetland that I was petting, and they are so cute. They're under a year old. Oh my gosh. Yeah, be still my heart. All right. Anyway, there you have it. I hope you guys are doing well. I'd love to hear what you're working on. please do share in the comments below. Definitely share about Knit Companion if you know anything about Knit Companion. Also, definitely share projects you're working on. If you are doing any spinning, knitting, crochet, if you are also a weaver, I'd love to hear about your craft. So until next time, have a wonderful rest of your week. Take care. Bye.